got a lot more traction on my Instagram. But not saying much. Hello. I've never went live on YouTube before. I'm not sure. I'm assuming you can hear this. If you can't hear, I apologize. Sorry, I'm not, I don't have much practice with this sort of thing, like the live, so I'm currently just working on my drawing. Now, people who are YouTubers would probably understand, the issue of constantly having to retake your audio because you're so awkward. And a lot of my audios, I actually had to speed it up because I was so slow when I spoke. If you're saying anything, I'm not able to see comments right now. Oh, okay. Oh, I see a comment. It's at the very bottom of my screen. Hello, Joey. So you can hear me. That's good, that's good. I feel a little less awkward, like I'm just talking to nothing, because I wasn't sure if it could actually pick up my voice or if you were just sitting here watching a silent drawing. Well, welcome to my first live. I had to look up a tutorial on how to show my screen. But this is the pause OC challenge. It's literally just where you watch a video that's showing random pictures of lots of different hair types and body types very, very fast, so when you pause you end up on a random one, and that's the point. The point is to end up on a random one so that you don't really know what you're going to be drawing. And this is here. This is what I wound up with. And you also get to get random colors for the eyes and the hair. This is what his hair color is going to be. Hello, Mini. I don't know how to say that because that's interesting. Welcome. This is very weird. Oh. I have joined one of these challenges before. I've never actually posted my results. I drew them with my sister. We drew like 3, and we had a few others that I had the images for that we were gonna do, but we never actually. So, depending, I might do more than one. But that's if people are interested, of course. And well, if I'm interested, because some could lead to inspiration. Lots of different drawing methods lead to inspiration. Like, back when I was on Instagram, I used to join lots of Draw This in Your Styles. I even made 2. None of them got joined other than one by my sister. But it was fine. I didn't mind it. I made a lot of progress with my Draw This in Your Styles and just overall. And, well, of course, everything's a process. But probably can't hear. I do have some music playing, but the volume's kind of on like 2, so it's just me listening to it. Most times while drawing, I get really concentrated and don't actually end up speaking. So, sorry about that. Just trying to, well, 1, I'm trying to focus on what I'm drawing, and 2, I'm awkward and don't have a lot of subjects that I remember. Oh, you can't hear a little bit? Recently, I've been listening to what's it called? Surely it's on one of those songs. Swing. The more like stuff, but it's more modern version of it. Not that I don't like the old stuff. I do like the old stuff. I just happen to have a lot of the modern stuff. Now, in my recent intro that I have created, I chose, I think, like 2 oldie inspired ones. I'm a little fan of the Little Big-ish fan of the older generation. I forgot he has a mouth. He's just got a plain boring little mouth. He's just like, not much else I'm supposed to do with that. I mean, I guess I could give him a bottom lip, but does that look like a guy? I have a lot less experience with drawing men. When I was younger, all I wanted to do was draw women. So now that I'm getting to men, my men obviously look like women. Okay, I'm glad for that. I'm doing my best. No, there's a specific thing with men and women, with the jawlines. Women tend to have a softer jawline. I'm attempting to make his pointy because that's how men's jawlines look. Now, in the thing, what I pulled for the eyes were literally the largest eyes, so that's one of the reasons why his eyes are so big. There's not a whole lot else to add to it, so I'm probably going to start the line art. But, I thought it might be cool to show a different thing from my usual speed paints, like the actual process and how long it takes. Now, sometimes it takes longer than others, depending, and I also use different styles when I'm more engaged or when it's just kind of when I feel like it. You know, sometimes I decide I want some more realism because I hadn't done any in a good bit. Other times I just want something that's nice and easy, like what I'm currently doing. It's just much easier to do this than all of the fancy brushes. I recently re-imported all of my brushes because, well, I had to switch phones, so. And this phone didn't have my brushes, obviously. But thankfully I was able to get my brushes back because it would have sucked if I lost my brushes. Now, an artist isn't nothing without their brushes, but I am doing this on my phone. Yes, I am a finger artist. I've been a finger artist for a good bit of my life. I remember drawing on my sister's phone with one of my first art styles. Thank you. That means a lot because I understand that it's hard on phone, but I much prefer phone over iPad and stuff. It just feels much easier to do. Now, I have actually drawn on a tablet before, or was it an iPad? I think it was a tablet. I have actually drawn on a tablet before. It was my mother's, and I continued to draw on it for a good little bit, to the point that when it stopped charging, I had to get back into the flow of a phone. But it doesn't take that long. So long as your fingers remember how to draw, then you're good. My kitten is currently nuzzling up to me. Me little fuzzy. I've got a very small orange kitten. His name is Puffin. Most original cat name I know. I got lots of weird cat names. One's literally just baby. I keep bouncing off of subjects. Sorry if I'm forgetting other things. I get lost in track. Most times I don't get to have a good conversation because when I'm sitting there staring at my family and they're talking, they're just like, and when I get an idea on how to reply to their conversation and they're talking, thank you. I'm trying not to be I'm trying not to have a horrible life. But when they're talking and I finally get what I'm gonna say down, and I go to reply, you know, I'm trying to be patient and trying to wait until it's my turn to talk and no one else is talking, so I'm not interrupting. And by the time I get the ability to have a sentence, they've already passed like 7 topics over it. So I'm not the best with conversation. My sister has mentioned it several times anytime my grandma calls and I'm on conversation duty. I suck. But that's something we have to work with and something we have to get better from. So, who knows, maybe going live will help. Maybe I should go live more often. I don't get a whole lot of chances. It does, I suppose, make my video process easier because I'm not worrying about the whole editing process. Not sure how many of y'all have had to edit videos, but it can be a pickle. I know I have a lovely time with it. I used CapCut for a while, but recently when I went to download it on this phone, since my information on the other one is not on this one, I found out that CapCut is banned in where I live. You cannot download it. So I had to switch to a new one that's like a off-brand CapCut. It doesn't have all the stuff that CapCut had. In some senses, I'm happy with it, and in others, I'm very sad, because in CapCut, I had just heard some new stuff that I was messing around with and enjoying, and now I don't think this new one has in it. And so that's a little upsetting to have all of your progress just gone. I'll just, within a second. Not sure how many of y'all have had y'all's systems break on you just suddenly. Mine fell on the floor. It wasn't my fault, and the person whose fault it was didn't mean to, and I don't blame them. I feel really bad because they got me the phone for a Christmas gift. But I don't blame them, and I just have to work towards getting a new phone. That's all. No harm done, technically. Even if there was harm done. I don't know if I don't think I finished my one string of conversation I had about my starting up as a finger artist. I used to have a very, very weird style. When I was growing up, I liked chibis, and my chibis were an interesting form of chibi. Now I'm into much more realism. Once I got onto Amino, the app, I started actually trying to practice with actual anatomy and stuff. And now, granted, I wasn't great at it, but Amino is one of the things that pushed me into realism. I like realism originally, but my chibi style used to be, I could probably, here, let me give you an example of it. So that was the head. I had a girl, she was my original character, that's her hair, her bangs splitting, and she had little braid things coming off, and I would make them like a mile long with the hair. I would add so many little of those, and then her body would be basically that, and I'd add like a skirt and like a shirt, and that used to be it. And then really big eyes, something like that. That used to be, that was one of my first art styles. And I don't like it. I do not like looking at my art when I look at my old sketchbooks, but frankly, who doesn't? Now, I don't regret it because it encouraged my younger self to draw, and it got me to where I am right now, where I actually feel, really well about my art. One thing with art is that you can't rely on others to always appreciate it, because if you're relying on validation, you're gonna end up feeling like you're nothing sometimes. And a lot of times I felt like that. And it took me a little bit to be able to understand that I'm the one that validates myself and appreciates my art, because this is something I'm creating, and I have to be proud of what I'm creating. So if I'm creating something I don't like, and if it's not for money, then I shouldn't be creating it. Or if it's not for money and some other reason that's actually good, like, I don't know, an art trade or, I don't know, other valid reason, insert. But if you're not enjoying it, then just don't do it. You have to find something that actually makes you want to do it. And I find that I like creating characters and I like drawing those characters. I liked designing things. Is there anything you want to ask? I'm open to questions. If not, no pressure. No worries. I like trying to figure out if I can like edit and make the background for the text like black or gray, because it has no differentiation from, well, you know, it's like there, that'll fix it. Problem avoided. What's the other word for absolved? I don't know. I got to play Subnautica today. Don't know if you've ever heard of it. I mean, you might have. It's a underwater game. It's an underwater survival game. It's based underwater, and kind of close to beating it, but when I was right near the end, I found out I needed to make something else in order to make the thing, to complete it, to get... I did not feel like it. I just worked so hard to find out I had to work more, and I thought I was like just done. So I was like, nope, that's enough Subnautica for me today, and I got off. Then I got to trying to do something that might actually benefit. Could probably stand to do a few things in my room, but, well, if I did that, I wouldn't have time for this now, would I? One thing that's hard is getting back into the flow of drawing. My sister's having that issue. Since she has an iPad, she doesn't bring it around often, and when she does have it, she gets distracted. We'll just leave it at that. She gets distracted and doesn't end up actually drawing. And so when she does draw, she doesn't feel that inspired, and she also has a hard time getting back into the swing of things. So just not a good mix. She's also not one that manages to complete many drawings. It's hard for her. And she's really good at drawing. I mean, for a while there when I was younger, I always looked up to her. And for one of my styles, I tried to copy one of her older ones. My sister's been you know, like a role model. I looked up to her a lot in my life while growing up. And, you know, it's always nice to be able to look up to your sibling, but sometimes you shouldn't look up to them too much. So I just don't do that. Sometimes I can accidentally double tap on the screen in a weird way and it'll remove my drawing. Just upsetting. We done the line art. It's there. We're this much closer. With how fast this is going, I might be able to actually work on a secondary drawing. So, we'll see. Originally, I had made my own line art pen, but, well, thank you. Is that better? My painting can be whiny about filling, because if the background or anything resembles the color that I'm using, it will instantly just fill into the background. I do not like that. Just to be like darker. Why is it not changing? It is changing, it's just not changing right there. Okay, now it is. I don't know, I think you saw that it wasn't actually changing on the thing. It was weird, but we got through it. So nothing to worry about. Now we do his hair. We probably managed to add a little bit of shading, maybe. What do you think? Should we do a little bit of shading? A little bit of coloring? I just realized most of the Pause OC challenges come with skin colors. This one didn't. Oh, darn. Goodbye, Lair. You're probably wondering why I just did that. That's because the expansion was 1.5 when I usually have it at 3, so I do not have little areas like that along everywhere, because when it fills in, it does not fill in properly. And so I have to add to the expansion to make sure it fills in properly, and so I have a lot less to fill by hand. Because otherwise I'll be doing that across every single line, like right there and everything. Which is a real pain because the hair I like to do has so many lines in it, as you can see. But, and then we finish the coloring. Now I have to think of what skin color to give him, because it didn't give me a skin color. Which is really weird. I'm used to them giving skin colors. They'll usually be like blue or brown or pale or pink, whatever, colors, but I didn't actually give a color. Weird. Maybe I'm the only one bothered by it, but I'm bothered by it. And I did not fill in that. I like to make the pupils a much darker color of the original color, because I feel like it adds to it than just straight black. Like, let me just add another layer and just make that straight black. Like, doesn't that add to it? I like it. I think it does. I used to get a lot of art tips off of Instagram. Give me a second, I don't like this song. I like it, but I don't like it. I don't want to hear it right now. I'm sure we all have that song where it's like, oh yeah, we like it, but then it plays on our playlist and we immediately... It's just... One thing I also do with my art is make the eye color right there a little light gray, because obviously eyes aren't just pure white, so making them pure white. Maybe I shouldn't merge those. Debating how I'm gonna do the shading. My screen is not reacting to my touching right now. Got lots of brushes. I had to import every single one of these by hand. Bye, Joey. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a lovely day. Joey was very nice. I really appreciate him being here. Because it really added to, feeling like I'm not alone. And that's nothing against y'all, just so y'all know. I appreciate y'all being here. Debating on what shading I'm gonna do. I mean, probably just blue. Blue looks nice. I think. At least it looks nice for the shirt. Now, I'm not sure about how the live thing works, so I'm not sure if it gives you the video for when you went live. I hope it does, because I am hoping to just upload this normally. But if not, I can still just upload my speed paints like regular. So regardless, if y'all have to leave and you can't watch the video, there's no worries, because I'll be re-uploading this later as one of my speed paints, and you can just watch it whenever. And if you don't, there's nothing wrong with that either. No threats here, I think. What do y'all usually like to watch? I watch... I don't get on YouTube that much to actually watch videos. Most of the times when I get on YouTube, it's for trying to find new music to download. And recently, YouTube hasn't been very nice with the finding of music to download. Every time I go to the specific music area, it's like, oh, well, here are a bunch of videos you've already watched. And I'm thinking, why do I want to see them again? I'm looking for new stuff. If I go to what's new to me, it's just, like, not even music, which isn't helpful at all to me. I'm not having fun with it. Now, I do, regular videos on YouTube, but when I do that, that's with my sister. I don't watch it on my own. The only thing I do watch on my own with just YouTube is a few random Subnautica videos. I currently have a little bit of a... I can't think of the word for it. Never mind. Can't think of the word. It's not obsession. Might need to add that on a new... Seriously? Over here is just not reacting to my touch, like, at all. Man. Joey really carried this. But I'm not gonna be doing too much shading on it. This is probably gonna be similar to, like, the shading on my cat face theory videos. You know, well, you may not know. But basically my cat face theory videos, I don't do a whole lot of shading. because I'm trying to get more art out than I am, the quality of the art, because I don't think anyone's really gonna argue, seeing as the entire cat face theory is just kind of a joke. So it's not like I'm actually putting a whole lot of effort into it. Now, I am putting effort into it, of course, but comparatively to, like, my renders or a lot of other things I do, it doesn't compare that well. Because it's much easier to do, and it's nice to not have to worry about how well you're doing with the drawing. Now, typically I try not to worry because, well, worrying doesn't do well with art. If you just worry about, oh, hey, Chaos! Almost 40 minutes later. You're just in time for the party! I didn't get to read that whole message, sorry. How do I get the comments thing to pull up? That is not what I meant to do. I'm great at this. Welcome to my live. I hope you have a wonderful time here. Feel free to submit questions or requests, because currently I'm just drawing and trying to skip a song. There we go. I'm almost done with this one because I'm not doing a whole lot of shading on it. So I'm probably going to go look for another one. Another challenge. So I think I'm able to just pause my live or my video for the live. So I'll probably do that one, looking for the challenge, because of course, who wouldn't? I mean, I don't want to go to my YouTube. Not that I'm worried about anything on it, but I'm just awkward. I'm even awkward with my own family. How are you feeling? Feel free to chat with me. I like conversations. I'm just struggling. Trying to think of things to talk about. Gosh. He's supposed to have a blute in his eye. I should probably add that real quick. That's not his eye. That is his eye, but that's the right part. Here, by the way, this is the Pause OC that I wound up with, just for you to see. So this is what I've managed to do with it. Now, I'm not sure if you know how a Pause OC works. Basically, they post a video, and in the video, it's really fast images of lots of different hair combinations, lots of different eyes, hair colors, and stuff like that. So, and you pause, and what you pause on is what winds up being what you're drawing. And that's what I wound up with, so this is him. Now I just have to work on blending. Wait, never mind. I still have to add a little to his eye, because I didn't do a whole lot of shading there. I'll probably also add a little bit of lighting to add some character to it, maybe? Bring a little life into him. You might need some. So I'm thinking about doing another one. What do you think about that? Now, since I'm new to live, I have no idea how the pausing works. So, whatever happens for when I do pause it, I apologize. Because I have absolutely no idea what will be happening there. I've got like 60 brushes, maybe. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was not what I meant to grab. Yeah, I'd say I have a good amount of brushes. I just need the... Trying to make sure I didn't put purple in it to the skin, because I accidentally tapped on the screen. I'm pretty surprised I've actually managed to do the live song. I honestly didn't expect it. So, he's looking pretty good so far. Maybe not the most appealing. I think he looks fine, at least. In my opinion, I think he looks fine. Don't know what you think of him, but I'm alright with him. Now, keep in mind this isn't the best shading job I can do. This is a kind of faster shading job, since I'm attempting to get more drawings than one out. So what I'm doing is just kind of a quickie little thing. So if it doesn't look amazing, don't be shocked, because I'm not trying to make it look amazing. I hope it's still likable regardless of the detail and the shading, or lack thereof, maybe. One hard thing is wrinkles. I'm not sure how many people struggle with wrinkles. I struggle with wrinkles. Struggle with the fact that I never know how to add new intriguing wrinkles when I know the outfit needs wrinkles, and I need to figure out how to add the wrinkles that will make it make sense and not make sense. Put that like right there. Alright. Tell you what, we're gonna erase a little bit right there. And right here we're gonna do this. And this is a add layer. Basically whatever I draw on it is bright. Like, that's actually a really interesting effect. I know I didn't do that before. That looks really cool. In my opinion, at least. First thing I need to do is put this over that layer. I like it when it adds over the line art because it doesn't make it look so stiff. Could probably, I just lost my train of thought. My bad. I'm doing pretty well. Did not realize that it's in. Felt like this drawing was going by really. It is, but really fast. One thing with art is gonna take eons long. That's just how it is with life. Everything takes time if you want it to look good. Sorry about the silence. Yeah, I did. When I was first going live, since I don't often talk, and especially just for whatever reason, it just being the internet makes me so awkward, and so since I'm not used to it, as having like how do I explain that? Like a resemblance to like a stomach ache, a sudden stomach ache, which was interesting. Just got shading to do. And not sure if you can hear the music. It's the only thing I was doing. Not sure. Welcome. I think if you're new, I'm not sure. Whoever's watching. I'm new to live, so if you haven't left and it's just being weird and saying that you people have left, I don't know. I have no idea how live works. I will get better. I'm not sure if anyone is still here watching. My YouTube keeps telling me no one's watching. So, if someone's here, I hope you're enjoying the video. I'm going to finish up the shading here, and then we'll start on a new one, since this one's basically done. Now, I don't really care that much about it, because obviously, obvious reasons of quantity over quality. Got it? That was a joke, just so you know. Oh, I can edit. I did not know I could edit my little head size, so now my head is much smaller. Mean thing keeps taking me there. I'm slightly upset about the lack of shading on that cheek right there. So I'm just going to add a little bit to just those areas and blend them in. And just sometimes it's even just little details that really add to a drawing. Just like slightly blurring the edges makes it look much better than before. Alright, tell you what. One thing I learned from a fellow artist is puts his drawing, does Gaussian blur max, multiply 25, and then overlay 25. So I'm going to add a canvas of that with it, and we have the one without comparisons. Now, as I think you can see, it really adds to it. It makes it look a whole lot more complete. Alright, that's the finished product. Now I'm going to find another one to do. Hmm. Alright. For various reasons. Wait. No. Never mind. Alright. I'm currently getting my one set up. It's that basic color. Alright. I need to put that under everything, and on this layer, erase that. Sure. Right. And then This one's from your local coffee drinker. And, oh, well, my bad. I forgot to do the hair color. Where's the hair color? There you go. Almost. Yeah, they're almost the same hairstyle. That's kind of funny. I'm just gonna add that there as a tiny little thing, like right there. Alright. Sure. All done. This is who I'm working with. And now it's drawing time. So, as per usual, I start out with a sketch. Um, I don't know. I'm not same pose. I'm wondering if I should do different pose, something a little more. What's that? What's that? Dynamic. That's the word, dynamic. Sorry, I was looking for the word. Sorry, I did not mean to pause the stream. You can tell how good I am already. I'm gonna try a more dynamic look. Now, judging that they're dressed like that, I'm gonna say they're a little bit like laid back and lazy. So, gonna add that in there. I had to actually move their face into it. Yeah, judging by the thing, I mean, I'm guessing I choose like the sizes, but I'm lazy, so I'm not gonna do anything too extravagant. I mean, most people don't. I guess, well, maybe they work out. Maybe they're just taking it easy because they work out. Can move that to the side over there a little. Alrighty. This is a little interesting. Kind of adds a little character than just like a plain old just standing. I'm in a little bit of a dilemma. So this looks horrible. My hand does need to be able to I like that better. I don't like the idea of the neck not being able to like see the neck actually go to the body. I also don't like what's going on right there. Not sure if I like the dynamic one. I mean, sure it adds character, but I'm having difficulties actually drawing it. And it not looking garbled. Don't like that right there. Makes the hand too long. From my understanding, they do not have gloves. So Since their eyes are closed, don't think the other eye over there fully matters because of how poofy the hair is. They're not turning out anything like I thought they'd be turning out. Like, I actually like it more than I thought I would, which is pretty surprising. Sorry, I can't tell if anyone's watching. If anyone is, my YouTube keeps saying no one's watching, so I'm not sure if it's just bad or anything. And it's hard to talk to a wall if when it says that, because it's like, well, sure I'm talking, but it's also going nowhere. I'm not sure why she decided she needed to do this atrocity to her hair of all of these horrible lengths. I'm not gonna make that as horrible, or as, it's not horrible, okay? it's just, I'm not gonna make it, as big and poofy as the other thing shows that it's supposed to be, because it's unethical. I do somewhat care about the realism of things. I liked her until I added the nose. Or did I like her until I added the mouth? Can't help it, her mouth is just a line. How do I make that more interesting? I add a few lines to indicate that she's like pushing on her face slightly, but I'm just gonna add that there. And no one's gonna notice. No. Nope. Not working for me. Maybe. Tell you what, we'll go with that, sure. I have to erase most of this because you don't get to see that behind the hair. I mean, it's interesting. Although she doesn't seem like she's gonna have a bright pink hair. You'd think for someone who's like this, they would have a more mellowed out hair color, but she decided she needed really bright pink hair. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like to add fun colors to my characters, but that depends. That depends on the character. Usually, when I'm building a character, I'll build them around it rather than try to force it into there. It makes my life that much easier. Gosh, it's 11. So, suppose it's around time I do line art. One thing that also adds to art with like line art and stuff, you should probably try. It's just with a lot of artists I see with like the, especially with the aesthetic artists, the aesthetic artists, they use colored brushes. I just said that in a silly way. What I mean is they usually use a very, either they use like a bright light little color like that, or they use just like a slightly darker color, but just adding color that's not just like black can actually add a lot to character and depth. Probably gonna go back to my first one and add some brown to him, because I think the brown could actually do him good. One thing you do not want to do with art is use black for like all of your shading. Now maybe like on a few shirts or on, I don't know, oranges, orange clothing, orange hairs, sure, but black does not complement as the entire shading. Black is a common thing that beginner artists use when they're drawing, and you should not use that for your shading because it doesn't complement the drawing. It makes it look very ick, it doesn't look put together. Now, if you use much more bright colors for like the skin tones and stuff, even just like purples for like shading and stuff, one thing that really works with when you're trying to shade here. Let me get a nice bright color. We're gonna shade this circle. I'm just gonna use a simple brush. Now, one thing that works is inverting it to find the opposite that might shade it really well. Now, it doesn't always work, but it could work. If I can get this on a low enough opacity. It's interesting. Now I just blend it out a little more. This would probably look a whole lot different if I used a different brush. Now, something with skin tones, when you're doing skin tones. Now, sure, you can just go straight into the red, right, for the shade, and then that. But one thing that really adds is when you do like, let me get that a little more pink, reddish, do that, and then we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do a little bit of that, and then that, and that will really do well with, if I can find my blending brush. I'm still getting used to where did I put my stuff at? Oh, it's right there. Okay. Now this really helps with skin tones, because just look at that. It's so much more lively. Now, see that? Now we're gonna duplicate that very thing, move it right up here. We're gonna erase whatever that is, because that's just the duplication of that. Now we're gonna go on to this Foley, and we're gonna select that color. We're gonna select this color. Just a simple, you know, the simple colors for the gradient, and then we're gonna blend them as they are. Now, sure, that looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but if you want to add a whole nother level to it, I recommend you do this, because that really adds to it and makes it look that much better. Now maybe I can blend that up a little bit with the shading. But look at that. It adds so much depth to it comparatively than beforehand. But yeah, we'll just leave those there. The tip is, you want to use colors. You want to use nice, vibrant colors like reds, oranges, purples, not stuff that's gonna drag your art down to muddy pit like browns, unless it's like for skin tone, of course. But like, just like with shading for the shirts, unless, you know, the shirts are that color. Unless it's that color or requires that color, if you shade with the color, then then it's not gonna complement it. Like, imagine putting a brown on a purple. Brown on purple does not complement that purple now, does it? Purple looks much more muddier, and the purple does not look vibrant. What you want to do with your art, or just an idea, is use nice, bright, vibrant colors that complement each other and create the drawing. They add to it. They make the drawing that much more pleasing, because like, that's without the fancy red, and it's without the fancy that. Now that's the only thing we did to make these different. Now you could turn that into that if you just use those two simple colors. Sorry, just breathing. Need to remove that. I'm gonna erase it from this layer. Honestly, I probably could enlarge her just to make her that much better. But I won't. I won't, because I don't want to. Do Not Disturb is so funny. It doesn't work for me. It's like, I had one phone, my brother gave it to me. It had a Do Not Disturb on. It always had the Do Not Disturb on. Now with that phone, and its Do Not Disturb, I never received any text messages. I didn't receive any notifications, no text messages, nothing. No notifications. I turned Do Not Disturb on for this phone, and it's like, oh, well, you see, we could actually, you know, not disturb you with notifications and stuff. But we're gonna allow the notifications anyway. I have no idea why it does that. Oh. Daily, or well, monthly, yearly. One thing I love is designing new characters. Or just old characters. Just designing characters. It doesn't matter. Character designing is something I just have a passion for, I think. I've always enjoyed trying to implement new things into a person, to make a person. And there's always ways to improve off your character designs. When I was younger, all of my characters, like all of them, would just be kind of copied off of characters I liked. And you know, that's alright, but you can't always just copy. How does this girl have this much hair? It's unethical. It's not logical. Now, I have been trying to be a lot more active for, on YouTube. And, you know, I think I'm doing well. Making videos is hard, and live kind of makes it easier, for me at least, in a sense. Now, the conversation, that is hard to do, because I'm not good at it, but we all learn, and we all start somewhere. There's no shame in it, not for me at least. But, I have lots of hard times with editing. I have lots of hard times with editing and other various things. I hope... Is my audio working? I hope my audio is working. You again. Tell me why don't you see? You know that I need you again. Alrighty, well, once I finish this one, I'm gonna hop off, because live is hard to do, and there's only so one person can want to do in one time with little to no inspiration. And there's no shame in it, you know. Try to give good tips and stuff. I hope they're useful, because a lot of the tips have actually, they're what got me so far in art. If I didn't see those tips, I probably wouldn't really be anywhere in my art. If I didn't ever use those tips, it's okay to get help in art, you know? It's okay to take tips, it's okay to add it to your art style. If I didn't use those tips, like with the shading here, if I didn't use those warmer tones, my style would be so much less. If I didn't do the anatomy stuff, if I didn't learn this, that, just little simple tricks here and there that artists help with, it's always nice to get artists' help. Now, granted, not everyone likes criticism. Criticism may be one of the most unliked things, because let's be fair, no one wants to sit there and walk over and show you a drawing and then you just look at it and you're like, oh, well, this is wrong and this is wrong, and they spent how long on it. They don't want to hear, unless they're coming over and asking for help, which then there's no problem. It's always going to hurt. Criticism is always going to hurt, whether it's for our behaviors or not. Criticism's just going to hurt, and that's how it is. There's no shame in it. So don't worry about criticizing. Just try to be nice with it. Try to be helpful. Don't just say the art, the head's bad, the arm's weird, the hair is just ugly, stuff like that. Just try to, point things out better. Like, well, if the arm were in this position, maybe it'd be better, but I just don't think it looks well in this position. Or the hair looks a little scraggly, maybe you could do something else to make it look better. Just different examples of how to help with the art rather than just saying, oh, it looks bad. If it's not constructive criticism. You can't actually take out of that if you're just saying it looks bad. The artist won't understand what looks bad in it. And me, as an artist looking at my own art, whenever I see an old drawing of mine that I just thought was absolutely flawless, I see how flawed it was. And it's hideous to me. Now, there's no shame in art. We are all always starting somewhere in our art. And that's the beauty of it all. Oh, lordy. I just realized my brush was on 98%. I meant to have it on full opacity. That sucks. Whatever. Nothing wrong. For a while in my youth, I didn't have any art books for tips, so I didn't have any help with how to better my art. And I never really asked for help, so I also never tried to change my style from just a simple chibi style. And there's nothing wrong with a chibi style. I still have a chibi style to this day. I have several, in fact. I have multiple art styles. No, I'm not gonna. Bad joke. Bad joke that I'm not saying. Sorry. But, I have a lot of styles. You may not know, but when I was first starting out, I only had a chibi style, and I had absolutely no art books to help with it. And personally, I didn't want to change from a chibi style. I just wanted to keep my art. It made me happy, even if it was ugly. And that's nice. Every step in art, it doesn't have to be amazing. It just can be, and it is. And sure, you don't have to love it, and sure, you don't love it. Maybe. But think about the time when you were little and you were drawing, for those who did, and you were drawing and you finished the drawing, in your little eyes you finished it, and you were so happy to be able to go out and show it around. And even if you didn't show it around, You were just happy to have it, and you were happy to stare at it, admire it. Art's about more than perfection. If art were about perfection, then yike. Art would suck. I've got my cat cuddling me. To think I still have a lot of hair left to do. Thought I was done with the drawing. The part I'm avoiding most is drawing the hands. Not because I can't, but just because I don't know, maybe. I'm fine with drawing hands. Maybe I'm not the best at it, but I'm happy with them. They get me where I need to be. And we're always learning, you know. I never know when I'm actually alone. Or I mean, it says, well, it currently says that there's someone, but honestly, you know, YouTube has a lot of little iffy ifs, ands, or whatevers, and so I never actually know who and all's here, because it's just been fluctuating from one to none. And I'm fine with, you know, not having anyone. I just feel like I'd appreciate being able to actually know and not worry about or wonder about if YouTube's just being silly and doing it wrong. I'll get better at this. You know, we're always growing, and that's fine. Maybe I should do some more art tips. Because art tips really do help with the styles and art quality. Worst part. Actually drawing the fingers. How many of y'all don't like drawing fingers? I mean, probably a majority. There you go. You know, I'm alright with it. It looks fine so far. I mean, sure, it's not the most amazing. Probably straighten that up a little bit. Hands are hard. There are a lot of bends in them. And it can be a tedious process to get that through. likes. I want to thank all of y'all for watching my videos. I'm I'm happy. I'm very happy. I've had a recent alright fluctuation. For me, it's a great fluctuation of viewers. I'm sure it may be average to some, but the majority of my stuff usually gets like 2 or so views, and it's hard putting effort in stuff, and people don't see, and people don't acknowledge, and you know, and that's another thing. I've talked about this on this stream already. You can't look to others for validation, because if you're only looking to others for validation, you're gonna find yourself in a lovely little dry area of not feeling motivated at all. And that's where I had to learn to look to myself for appreciating my own drawings. Her face is a little wonky. Maybe that'll help. You want that good life? We've got the short hookups, so come inside and get that good life. Folks, pay no attention to whatever. Not a huge fan. Is this hearable? Can you hear this? I don't know who's here to comment, but let me know if you can hear this. Can you hear this? I'm not sure if this is audible right now. I hope it's hearable, because if not, I've been rattling to a wall. I do not like the proportions for that. That's much better. Sorry about that. Somehow I have simultaneously spent more time on this drawing than the other one, and this one's not even colored. I should probably get to the colors now, shouldn't I? It's a plain gray shirt. And she's got really bright pink hair. Can you hear this? Is anyone there? Can you hear this? It's fine. I mean, so far the live has went better than I expected, I think. Now, it's going pretty interestingly. I don't have that much experience with lives, so pardon if this isn't the most amazing live you've watched. I'm adding different tones for her hair for the parts that are, you know, kind of more covered than the others. Honestly, if I'm doing that, I should probably do that to like the whole back of her hair, shouldn't I? My favorite part about this is these tiny lines right here that I have to do. That's sarcasm, in case you didn't know. It's just, I always manage to have to draw these lines. And it makes my drawing take just that much more longer. Which, there's no problem. I'm not sure if YouTube's just glitching. I hope I haven't been ignoring any comments that are here. I haven't seen any, so if you've been saying anything, it hasn't been showing, and I apologize for that. I'm on phone. I'm not sure if being on phone affects the quality of the live, but I don't know. I feel like it should be a little different than it is right now. But it's fine. I hope if there are comments I haven't been able to reply to, I apologize. I did not like that. I did not like that. Give her dark. Slightly dark. Bright purple. For some reason, the purple on the eyelash just, it enhances to the hair. I'm going to use the same purple on the bun in the back. I think that might help with the coloring, maybe? Maybe I'll make it slightly brighter, though. Let me try that. Because I feel like it might add to it. There we go. Now all I have to do is actually manage shading. Oh, wow. She has fingernails, obviously. Tell you what, I'll use that purple that I didn't use from beforehand on those. There we go. Now she's got fingernails. Alrighty. Should probably work on shading now. Not what I meant to do. I hope you're doing alright. If you're new, welcome to the live stream. I hope you can hear this, because I'm not sure who and all can hear what. And I don't know, I just feel like YouTube's glitching a lot. So, hope you can hear this. Welcome to the live stream. This is obviously the Pause OC challenge, and the OC I have wound up with is this one, right there. So, this is what I've done for it so far. I'm working on shading, and after the shading, it will be complete. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm open to questions and answers. So, just have fun. I'm doing my best to be entertaining. And if you can't stay, if you have to go or anything, there's no worries. I will be uploading these in speed paint form, and if you want to watch later for when I do, upload them in speed paint form, and you can see the finished product later. No harm done. And if not, that's still fine. Nothing wrong with that. If you've said anything, I haven't seen it, because I'm not sure. I feel like, as I said, I feel like YouTube's glitching and it's not showing me like anything. But if not, no pressure. I'm just trying to get my drawing through. And think of things to talk about on the other hand. Because, well, it's hard to think about things to talk about when you're kind of just sitting there on your own. Not sure if you've ever had to do that before. But it's a little difficult. I don't have that much experience. Or, well, I guess I have some experience with talking online, but for whatever reason, I just get very awkward and don't actually end up talking that well online. I am aware that right there I have not lined properly with color. I will fix that in a second here once I'm done with the shading. So don't worry. I'm not sure if it triggers you, but it's bothering me a little. Not that I'm a OCD person or anything, but that I do tend to prefer things to be a little more well put together. If you know what I mean. I also occasionally give art tips. Not sure if you're an artist, but I've got a few up my sleeve. Considering from most of my art, I grew from art tips. I think I've got a few. Thankfully, she's in a kind of area where I don't have to worry about the entire body, because if I had to worry about the entire body, I might cry. Now, this is not the best I can do. with shading. I'm just being speedy because I'm obviously trying to finish the drawing. So, this is not the full extent of my capabilities in art, just so you know. I think that's the majority of I'm having a hard time. So, I'm going to blend my shading in, and once I've blended it in, I'm gonna add a little bit of lighting to it, and that'll be it. And then my drawing will be complete. Once the drawing is done, I probably gonna get off because I've been on live for 2 hours. It does not feel like I've been on live for 2 hours. I'll probably get more used to the whole live thing the more I do it, but I don't often get time to do live. And for a while there, I couldn't do live because the thing, for whatever reason, it was asking something weird and I couldn't understand it. I thought it wanted my phone number, and at the time I didn't have a phone number, so I couldn't give my phone number. But now it's alright with me, and it's allowing me to go live, which I'm not sure what that's about. I have a lot of brushes. Sorry. Trying to find one specific brush. Here we go. Wisdom's a gift, but you trade it for years. Ages none. Oh, sorry. I have music playing in the background. You probably can't hear it, so I was just mumbling along with that a little. Because, well, it keeps saying I'm alone, so if it sounds like I'm disregarding anyone, I'm not trying to. I apologize for that. Feel it in my bones, feel it in my bones, stronger now, I'm ready for the such a must now. I can't do it alone, I can't do it alone. Gloves are on, wisdom teeth are out, what you want about? Feel it in my bones, feel it in my bones, stronger now, ready for the house, such a must now. Can't do it alone, can't do it alone. Every time I see you in the world, I always step to I sure hope no one was there for that. And honestly, I might just start singing, because I really don't have much I can think about talking for. Not that I honestly don't know what I'm trying to talk for. I don't think my YouTube is being wrong right now. That's probably right. I just prefer that it's not. But that's fine. The what? Love you. Welcome if you're new. This is the pause OC challenge. uh, welcome, if you're new. If not, I apologize. YouTube might be being iffy and saying people are gone when they're not. If you've been here, I apologize for my repeat, because I'm not sure. I have no idea if YouTube is being honest right now. I hope you enjoy the drawing. If you are new, welcome. I'm just finishing up lighting. Just finishing up lighting. This has been a lovely 2-hour stream. Can't believe I've been drawing for 2 hours. Now, drawing for that long is, I'm no stranger to, but, talking while on live for that long, I am a stranger to. So, thank y'all so much for being here. For those who are or have been or whatever. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate any of the support you give me. So, thank you. Now, unfortunately, I mean, this is the finished drawing. This was the prompt I was given, or got, and this is what I did. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining. I had a lot of fun with the drawings. And it was an interesting experience. I just realized I'm not done. I'm wrapping it up like I'm done. I'm almost done. But, I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. There we go. I'm gonna say that's the finished product. Now, there's the finished product for my first one, and there's my finished product for my second one. Hope y'all have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching. This is Autumn Maeve, signing off.